From the X Sports Network, this is the UNA Report, presented by First Class Charter.
Well, welcome to the pregame show for Week 0 as UNA gets ready to take on Southeast Missouri State. The second year in a row that the Lions will be playing in Montgomery at the Crampton Bowl. Hear what its second-year head coach Brent Dearmon has to say about this matchup.
Opening week, it's exciting for you guys. You've been working here for almost a month. How excited is this team to get this thing going?
You know, you're ready to hit somebody not wearing purple. I know that. You know what? We get to test our oil against somebody else. In the coaching world, you really don't know what you got. You're really fired up and excited, but since you're playing yourself, you really don't know how you stack up against somebody else. And these guys are ready to hit somebody else and ready to see where we're at as a program.
You know, you guys played this game a year ago. What kind of things did you take from last year that now you guys can move into this year as far as a Week 0 preparation goes?
You know, playing another solid team. Last year you play a ranked opponent in Week 0. You had an early lead in that game. I thought we ran out of gas. You know, it was probably about 130 on that turf, so we're really excited that it's a night game this year. But I think it showed us that we got some resiliency. You know, we sat in an hour-and-a-half lightning delay last year. There was a lot of things that happened last year's game that I pray that don't happen this year's game, but I think we're ready if adversity does come.
Got a new quarterback this year. I know you expect a lot out of those guys. What have you seen out of him in practice that makes you hopeful for Saturday?
You know, I feel good about the whole room. You know, we named Ari the starter, but I think Ben and DC and TJ, they really bow their butts off. Nobody really lost a job. You know, Ari can make all the throws on the field, can run, extend plays. He's played in big games before, so all those things probably what ends up getting him the nod. So we're really excited, but you may see multiple quarterbacks in the game.
Southeast Missouri State team that, in the words of their coach, thought they were disappointed a year ago with their performance. And, you know, it's a team that's going to come out Week 0 probably pretty fired up.
Yeah, they're going to come out fired up. You know, I think they're heavy favorites to win this thing, and you're talking about a really solid program that's been to the playoffs 3 times in the last 11 years. Their head coach has done a really good job of building a solid culture and program over there. So it's going to be a good challenge for us. It lets us know where we're at going in year 2 of our program.
You know, they got an experienced quarterback, and they've got a defense where they really kind of went heavy on the transfer portal. So a lot of talent out there on Saturday.
Yes, they do. You know, he's probably going to be the best quarterback possibly on our schedule this year. Really talented, knows how to get the ball out of his hands, can throw the deep ball, can run. You know, he's really the whole package. And then their defense, they fly around. Their middle linebackers, the key on their defense. He's a preseason All-American, and he earned every bit of it. And they've got some other guys over there too that there's not really a weakness. And we've kind of challenged our guys that we got to step up to the challenge and just win our one-on-one battles when we get an opportunity to.
What do you want to see from your defense coming up on Saturday?
You know, I just want them to play confident. You know, I think we're going to do everything we can to make it simple so they can just play fast. The thing you get worried about defensively is trying to overdo it. And we want those guys to just be able to fly around, play fast, tackle. You worry early in the season about tackling because you don't do it as much in fall camp anymore. So you're hoping that they can tackle and get guys to the ground in space.
Keys to victory here for Saturday.
Keys to victory, you got to know that adversity is going to come at some point. There's going to be a big play. There's going to be a TFL. There's going to be something. It's going to be a big momentum swing in this football game. You've got to take a deep breath, and you got to line up. You got to play the next play. Usually, that was a lot of times last year that we would lose a game is when a big play would happen. We wouldn't overcome it. So if we can overcome the big momentum plays, we can overcome the lead changes, the momentum shifts. I think we got an opportunity to win this game.
Well, the Lions will be welcoming back one of the oldest players in all of college football. He's someone everyone in Florence loves, and he's hoping to set a lot of records and get this team into the FCS playoffs for the first time in Takairee, Kenebrew.
In the offseason, Takairee Kenebrew had a big decision to make, whether to focus on a pro career or come back to UNA, and he made the right choice.
I literally talked to everybody, and everybody had a different idea of what I should do. And so I asked Coach Dearmon for about a week to just me and God have a conversation. I prayed on it for a week, and that last last day, I still didn't have my answer. I asked him to give me a sign, and I can't let everybody know what that sign was, but it brought me home. It told me this is my home. This is where I need to be.
Going into his 7th fall in Florence, second-year head coach Brent Dearmon jokes that Kenebrew is the oldest man in college football, but if he had the chance, he would come back every time.
Coach Dearmon, I'd love to play for him. If I had another year, I'd come back and play for him. He's a great coach, a great person on and off the field. He really brought me in and treated me like a family, and I just appreciate everything he's done for me. And who wouldn't want to keep playing football forever? You know, you never know what the future got planned, and I'm not ready to put the ball down just yet.
Takairee has seen a lot of changes during his time in Florence as the program continues to evolve.
And it's been amazing. And you know, now that we got the new turf field, this is my 3rd practice field I've had since I've been here. So I've seen every transition you could think of, not only the transition to D1, but it's just amazing seeing the level, because when I first came in, we still had a lot of those D2 guys around. So just seeing the way that the recruiting works and the amount of people that we've brought in, it's all been amazing to me. I love to watch it. I love to help it in the way that I can.
Kenebrew has lit up the record books at UNA as he continues to climb the charts in every category.
It's amazing. Dre Hall, that was a great guy. I met him when he was here. I've talked to him over through social media. He's a great guy. He congratulates me every chance he gets. And it just feels good seeing some of those names already in the UNA Hall of Fame, and just knowing that I could possibly be in there at some point, it feels amazing.
He has caught his 26 career touchdowns from several different quarterbacks, and he'll have another different one to start 2024.
Caught touchdown passes in game from about 5 or 6 different quarterbacks. So at this point in my career, we gonna make the connection at practice, of course, but whoever throwing me the ball, I'm gonna make them look as great as I can.
In his last stance as a Lion, the only way that TK wants to go out is as a champion.
I need that hardware. I got to bring a ring back. I feel like that's the only thing that I haven't done for this program. I've done a lot. I feel like that'll be the best way to end it all. Bring that hardware back home, let everybody walk around with a little jewelry on their finger.
Now over to the Lions' opponent in Week 0, as they'll be taking on Southeast Missouri State, a Red Hawk team that's looking for a bounce back here in 2024.
Southeast Missouri State had high expectations going into 2024, but injuries and bad luck led them to a 4-7 finish.
But there's 1,000 things that we're looking to try to get better at from the offseason, the strength and conditioning and all those type of things, and O-line play and stuff like that. But certainly we have several stars, and we're going to be a lot better team if we could keep them healthy.
Despite the disappointment a year ago, the Red Hawks were picked to finish 3rd in the Ohio Valley Conference, but their head coach knows there's improvements to be made.
I would have voted myself 10th. I can't even watch the film. It looks so bad. Fundamentally, stupid penalties, it made my eyes bleed. There's little blood coming out of my pores when I was watching the film this offseason. So I appreciate everybody helping me out, and still think we're going to be okay. But unless we fix some of those things, we're going to be 4-7 again.
SEMO will bring back linebacker Bryce Norman, who is a preseason All-American and one of the top-ranked players at his position in the FCS.
I think he'll tell you he's kind of Mr. SEMO. You know, his dad and lots of relatives went to SEMO, and he loves everything about it. He is a great football player, a great teammate, and it's hard to believe this is year 4, and this will be the last year with him. Feels like he just got here. But I'm going to try to soak up him and several of these seniors, that this will be the last time I get to be their coach.
Also back for the Red Hawks is quarterback Paxton DeLauret, who had a promising 2023 that was cut short due to injury.
Once you get good, it's hard to get better. And really, he came in pretty good in a lot of areas. But, you know, here we believe in getting better at everything, and we have challenged him in all aspects to try to improve in every one of those areas. And he really has. He's really embraced that there's things that he can improve. He got to go down to the Manning Passing Academy in June there in Louisiana. And it was just a great opportunity for him to see how he measures up against other great talent, but also just how those guys interact with others, their presence, how they come across, all those type of things was great for him. And this is his team. Last year it was still, kind of Gino and Lawrence, and there was a lot of other names in there. Now this is, certainly on offense, unquestionably, he is the face and the voice of our offense and our team.
There's a lot of changes on both sides of the ball. The coaching staff has turned over on defense, and several have come in out of the transfer portal, and the offense will have to replace a lot of production, especially at running back.
Got a lot of new coaches, a lot of new faces on defense, and so it may take us a little bit to just understand what our players are really good at and emphasizing that. I still feel like we're going to have a top 1-2 defense. It's not that, it's just putting it all together may take us a little bit. Offensively, we already knew our personnel pretty good. Our O-line's doing really well, so we don't have to change kind of some of the schemes that we've had. So I feel like they're going to be able to start pretty strong.
The Redhawks are looking to prove they belong in the FCS playoff picture in 2024, and it's going to involve a maximum effort.
So what I've learned, again, is it takes what it takes. Like you want to be a good football team, it's going to take X, Y, Z, and you got to figure out how to be good at X, Y, Z. And so, it's the one thing you can't cheat. There's one way to get good at football, and you got to go outside and practice until you get good at it. And that's exactly what we're going to do this year.
Coming up next, we'll now check in with everything else that's going on in the world of North Alabama athletics this week.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
From the X Sports Network, this is the UNA Report, presented by First Class Charter.
Welcome back to the pregame show, where it's been a busy week for all college teams over at North Alabama, starting first with the women's soccer team, who had a busy first week and also had a big matchup on Thursday.
The Lion women's soccer team fell to Alabama on Thursday night in Tuscaloosa 3-1. The lone goal came from Hope Lindsay in the 7th minute. Up next for UNA, they will travel to Middle Tennessee State this coming Thursday. The volleyball team will play an exhibition at Ole Miss on Saturday at 2 o'clock, and then the Lions will head to Auburn for a tournament the following weekend.
That does it for the pregame show. Kickoff will be this evening between the Lions and Southeast Missouri State from Montgomery, and you can check out all the highlights coming up on the Saturday night tailgate for our postgame show.
From the X Sports Network, this is the UNA Report, presented by First Class Charter.